Morning.
Brock. We are on our way to Louisville. You guys are a little shaky. You're going to have to deal with it. Unless Brock's going to hold the phone, but I don't think he wants to do that. We are around Indianapolis right now, heading south. Should be Louisville right around noon. So Brock's pulling up the live stream on the phone so he can read the questions because I'm driving. Let's go.
Where are you? So we're here now. Hello from Illinois.
Well, stop stopping, car. Go.
You guys have a great time on the front side. Hello? Just read these.
Yep. It's awkward.
It is.
You just read. Just do it. Everybody can hear us okay? See us? All good? Okay.
Another hello from Matt. Steven, morning.
Did any of you go to the show yesterday? No comments? No questions? Come on, guys. Too early in the morning or what?
Morning. Hello. Nice to see you guys on a live stream. What's up, boys? Hello, Marco.
Oh, that's really shaky. Is it that shaky on your phone? A little straight?
It's a little bit, not too bad.
A little bit.
Are you going to do a intro video with the new comment?
Oh, yeah. Maybe. I probably do need to update that at some point.
It's been a while.
I mean, the combine doesn't really look any different, so. But yeah, it's on the list, just not high on the list.
What's your thoughts on a bigger planter, 20 or 22 inch rows?
Well, that's two different things: a bigger planter or 20 narrow rows, or both.
For both,
So, bigger planter. It's hard to justify a bigger planter because, well, I can plant all my corn in 8 days right now. So why do I need something that I can plant faster? And as far as narrow rows go, I've thought about that. It's something I've considered. 22 makes more sense to me than 20s, but there aren't any 22-inch rows around, really. One of our neighbors has got a 22-inch row bean planter, but those are mostly popular in sugar beet growing areas. The problem is the logistics issue of our nitrogen and everything else, because you can't side dress and high dress in 22-inch rows. You can pre-plant it, but that doesn't fit our operation real well. You can maybe wide drop it, but you can't dry on the rows very well in the season. So maybe not something we'll do, but you never know.
Morning, boys. What are you guys looking forward to at the show? I can tell you, I'm looking forward to looking at a lot of the technology. I've been down here one other time, but I never really looked into the technology side of the farms. Now working for Nathan. The last time I was down here, I was not working here. So I get to see more of the technology side with all that Nathan does. And it's intriguing how much more production you can get by adding technology.
Yeah, well, we'll see. The deer booth is always interesting. There's some stuff I want to see from 360 Yield if they've got I'm sure they've got a booth, but I would like to see from their stuff. We'll see what they've got here. I want to look at some strip till bars, although I've kind of seen them, but we'll see. And then I'm hoping to run into some of the other ag YouTubers and say hi. We'll see.
How much will the 9R fix cost?
Good question. If you haven't seen today's video, I talked about it a little bit. It's not as bad as what we initially thought, I don't think. We're hoping that Deere's going to cover a substantial portion of the repair. And either way, to fix it, they don't have to pull the head. It's not actually the gasket. It's something to do with the bolts, and there's a fix for it without pulling it. So it's not as expensive as what I had initially thought. When I first saw that and thought, oh crap, it's not covered under the warranty or the PIP anymore, and it's not or it's something they're going to have to pull the head off for. I think we were looking at 15,000 or more, and now it should be 5 or less total, and that's if deer doesn't cover any of them. So those are guesses, but.
How many farm shows have you been to?
How many farm shows have I been to? Well, I mean, I went to Fort Wayne in January. We went to Farm Science Review in September, so this will be the 3rd one of the year. I've been to a lot. I couldn't tell you how many. Those 3, mostly Fort Wayne, we go to generally every year. I try and get to Farm Science Review every year, or at least every other year. And then Louisville occasionally. I don't think I've been here since 2013, so it's been quite a while. And I did go to Farm Progress once. There's one up in Michigan I try and get to every now and then. But yeah, I have no idea how many I've been to in my life, if that's what you're asking me. A lot.
Like I said, this is only my 2nd time coming to the farm show here in Louisville. I do go to the one in Fort Wayne also. I've been there 3 or 4 times, and then the Farm Science Review, that was my first one. First time going this year, and enjoyed it. It's pretty fun. Any word on the shed?
No, I haven't heard anything yet. The weather's pretty crappy right now, but I expect them relatively soon. We'll see.
Somebody says take power washer to clean up the floors in your walls.
Yeah, I'm not gonna power wash in my basement in my house. I'm trying to minimize the amount of water on the floor and keep it cleaned up because I don't want the humidity in there to get super high and damage my hardwood upstairs. I do have a dehumidifier running to help with that, but I'm not just gonna, because I thought a hose and just washing it with water and spraying it would work really well, but I don't want that much moisture on that floor. So a floor scrubber would work really well. I could try and get one of those. Somebody left a comment on the video I saw this morning that said pour water on it, scrub it, and then shop vac it up. That would work. I might do that.
Todd said Brock can do that job. I hope you're not
referring
that job. for the 9R. I ain't doing that job.
Oh no, not that.
Ain't no way. Any chance of replacing the international truck?
Yes. So semi is top of our list of equipment needs right now. Phil's actually been hauling grain with the Columbia truck because our Cascadia, our good truck, our nice truck, is in the shop getting a new transmission, and I'm not happy about it. That truck has been less than reliable by a lot. And so we do want to get a newer truck, update one. Whether we were to get rid of the International was always the plan, but I'm sort of pushing to get rid of the Cascadia just because it's so unreliable. And it's worth more. It would make the trade a little bit easier. And on our operation, we really need one really good truck, another capable backup truck, and a 3rd one that sees 1,000 miles a year. And that International fits the bill for that 3rd one. So, I don't know. We'll see. We're still talking about it, but yes, there's a chance.
Are you going to the farm show in August?
Farm Progress? I believe it's in Iowa this year. I probably will not, unless YouTube blows up and somebody wants to pay for my trip. Unlikely.
Somebody's leaving Michigan this afternoon to head to Louisville.
Cool.
Nice. You need a Dr. Pepper dispenser, and then all problems are solved.
Yeah, I got one right here. We need a pop machine in the office there. That would be all Dr. Pepper all the way down.
I think in time you will wish you bought the land so close to home.
I don't.
No.
It's not a good farm. And yeah, it was close, but it's not like it was right next door. And that was expensive. That was really expensive. So
somebody wants a cat truck. A cat truck.
A cat? Oh, like a cat motor in a semi? All of ours now, well, not the 2 trailers have Detroits in them, and they're decent motors. It's not the motors that we've had issues with. It's the electronics and transmission and exhaust components. I know everybody says to stay away from Volvos for the serviceability, but man, the Volvos seem to have really nice trucks. I'm going to miss my exit if I don't get over here.
Any chances of upgrading the sprayer in the near future?
I suppose there is a chance. It's sort of a low chance. It's not going to happen this year. It probably won't happen next year. There's nothing wrong with our sprayer. It's still in really good shape. It's it's extremely low hours for as old as it is. But we're spraying a lot of corn, a lot of tasseled corn, and I can't do it with my sprayer. And so what will drive that decision is whether or not we need to buy a sprayer that I can spray our own tasseled corn rather than outsourcing that and hiring somebody. So yeah, there is that possibility. I would love to have a Haggy. We can't do it all, right? We just bought that combine.
Tell us a little more about the land sale. What kind of CPI? How many acres?
CPI? I don't even know what that means.
Neither do
It was there was 95.75 acres that they sold. It was about 70 of that was tillable. There was a house lot that was split off, so there was no buildings or anything. In fact, didn't even have a driveway off the road because they split the house lot off, and that's where the field driveway was off the house. And sort of the top of the watershed. Didn't lay terrible. There was some flat ground on it. It wasn't too hilly, but there was some draws in a couple of spots. Very difficult to get the water away from it because it drains in 4 or 5 different directions. There's a big swamp in the wooded area, the woods of it, that would make it very difficult to get water away. And it's blount clay loam soils. They're not super productive. We farm a lot of that type of stuff, and it's not our good ground. And it wasn't worth a premium price to then have to put another $1,500 an acre into tile and fertilizer and lime and everything to make it decent. And so, yeah, we were out on that one. We were out from the beginning, to be honest. But
what was Phil's reaction to the sale?
Yeah, he didn't say much. I told him what it went for. He's like, "What are you talking about?" I'm like, "That land auction was today." He's like, "Oh, I forgot." Like, he just didn't even care. So.
How far are we from Louisville? We're about an hour and 40 minutes out.
Just south of Indy.
Yep. Still got get there just before noon. The traffic probably around noon.
I am beating that number. Thank you. That said 12 like 3 hours ago. 11:53.
How'd you get into the seed business?
Yeah. You want the long version or the short version? So back when I was in college, I had no intentions of getting a job ever other than coming back home to farm. And then in the fall of my senior year, which I graduated in December, a semester early, not a semester late, thank you. My dad got to talking to somebody, grain buyer with one of our companies we sell grain to, and they were asking about me and my plans after college and whether I needed a job or something. So my dad says, "Well, how much can somebody like that make working for you guys?" And they told him. And Dad, at that time, 2 months before I graduated from college, decided that he could no longer afford to hire me because I could make a lot more money elsewhere. So he called me and told me that. I'm like, okay. So the next night happened to be the Ag Career Fair up at Michigan State. So I'm like, well, I guess I'm going to go to this. So I went. I talked to a few different companies, handed out some resumes, got a couple of interviews. The next day I had an interview with Syngenta. They hired me that evening, made me an offer that was like, yeah, okay. And so I started working for them. I was a full-time sales rep for about a year and a half, more than a year and a half, but less than 2. In the time that from when I took that job, graduated college, to the time that I quit, my Uncle Dan, who was farming all of our ground at Berkey, kind of on his own, passed away. So we started farming that additional 600 acres. And then the following summer, my dad had open heart surgery, double bypass, and so it was pretty much like, okay, you need to go home, be around there to help farm and get everything done. So My time away from the farm did not last as long as we maybe intended it to when I first took the job, but when I quit working full-time for the seed company, I took on my dealership, started selling it locally to our farm, friends, neighbors, and that kind of stuff. The same thing I'm doing now. And instead of getting a paycheck with a company truck and cell phone and credit card and all that good stuff, I got commission, which has turned out pretty well. It's worked out well for me. So that's how.
How much does tractor fuel cost compared to last year?
I'm sure it's quite a bit more, but I don't have the exact figures in front of me. Was it a year ago or 2 years? I think it was 2 years ago. We paid like $1.07 a gallon for diesel, which was super awesome. Last year, I want to say it was like $1.60, $1.57, somewhere in there. And we just got a load in a week or two ago, and I'm not sure what the price was. Dad lined that up. So
A lot of people saying hi. Get a Mack truck.
yeah, so Mack and Volvo are the same company, so I would not turn down a Mack, but they seem to be a little bit few and farther between than the Volvos.
What are nitrogen prices?
Stupid. I haven't priced it in the last month since I got my fertilizer prices because, well, I'm not paying $1,500 a ton for anhydrous until I absolutely have to. But that's about what it was. 15 and a quarter was the last quote that I got. 28 is expensive, pushing 600. Last year we paid 167 and 480, I believe, for our anhydrous and 28 anhydrous. And I've heard urea has come down quite a bit. I haven't checked on it. We don't really use urea, although if it's a substantially cheaper source of N, we could use urea. Urea would be a dry, granular form of nitrogen rather than a liquid or gas like the anhydrous and 28 are.
What is replacing the 8100?
8300. So right now we're not replacing it. We've kind of made the decision that we need to upgrade tractors. We know that's on our list of things that we're going to do, but we just don't use that 8300 enough to justify keeping it around. And so we're trying to sell it now if we can, and then probably throughout the year or a year from now or whenever, I don't know, at some point we'll find a tractor. But tractors are expensive and hard to find right now.
Yeah. Going to the polls tonight?
Maybe. So Golden Harvest Syngenta is a big sponsor of the tractor pulls at Louisville, and I turned down tickets a couple of weeks ago when they were offered to me because I wasn't sure I was going to be here. But I made a phone call this morning to see if anybody had tickets, so I don't have any. If somebody with Golden Harvest has something they want to give me, then yeah, we'll go.
Do you like the airbags in the truck?
This truck? I do. They're really nice. It rides really nice. It's yeah, when you put something heavy in the bed, it keeps it nice and level. This truck is really nice.
It's a luxury truck.
It is.
It is. What time will we be leaving the farm show tomorrow?
I don't know. So we're staying downtown Louisville tonight, which means I don't know what time we're going to get to the farm show in the morning. Let's put it that way. And so then it depends on how far we make it today and what we want to see in the morning. Brock's got to work tomorrow night, so I guess we won't get back too terribly late.
It's all right. I can be late. I already have somebody lined.
I'm hoping that we can leave around noon or 1, 2 o'clock at the latest to head back. It's about a 5-hour drive for us, so yeah.
Oh, they say in Dodge, 4-cylinders have the same problems that the Combine and 9R have. The bolts and stuff.
Oh, yeah? The Eco Diesel? Yeah, I have heard that actually.
Yeah. Go in, you lose deep. So they're saying that CPI or whatever is what is tillable and then what you will get off of it.
So I know in Iowa they have a corn suitability index.
Yeah, that's
CSR, I think, is corn suitability rating. We don't have that in Ohio and Michigan, so I'm sure there's some numbers and stuff like that. I have no idea what they are. They announced the FSA yields for government stuff, and the corn was like 99 bushel average, 26 acres. But those numbers don't mean anything. They did at the sale say, oh, 2 years ago the beans averaged 55. Well, yeah, but I mean, that's not great. And 2 years ago, everything was really good. So
there was some land out in southwest Wisconsin, 90 acres, 45 tillable, 6% slope for 5,600 an acre.
Okay, 5,600 would have been reasonable for this ground. The biggest problem with it was that there was 24 or 25 acres of wooded ground and non-tillable, and that's worthless to us. And so when we are trying to figure out land and stuff like that, you have to figure it on a tillable acre. So when you take 6,700 times 95.75 divided by 70, that number is over $9,000 an acre, and that's just not, it doesn't work. You cannot pay for that ground raising crops on it, especially when you're going to be lucky to see 170 bushel corn and 50 bushel beans. Like, it just doesn't work.
Might be time to find some organic fertilizer, like buying manure.
Yeah, we use a fair amount of chicken litter, and that is something that we could potentially get some more of in the spring if we wanted to. That said, we still have to pay for it. It's still expensive. It's not like it's free. And you know, you can only get so much of it. So yeah, I'm not opposed to it.
You asked if we're driving down 71 or 75. We're actually driving down 65.
65. So we're on the very west side of Ohio. We're not far from I-69, heading down into Fort Wayne. So we get 69 down to Indianapolis, and then take 65 south out of Indy to Louisville.
When are you gonna start treating beans?
Well, it's got to warm up substantially, but probably be the end of March. I got a lot to do between now and then.
Move into your house?
Yeah, move into my house. We got a big project with the corn planter we're working on here in a couple weeks.
Have you had any update on the cameras for the combine?
I have not. I asked them about them a few weeks ago, and they didn't know anything, so I'm just hoping we get them by July.
Anything you are looking at the farm show?
Nothing real specifically. I mean, it's always fun to go and see all the newest and everything from all the manufacturers, but nothing in particular that I'm super excited to go and look at, let's say.
We said ground went for 12 to 14,000 in central Minnesota.
I'm fully aware that ground is cheap in our area. I know that, but it's still expensive for our area. Don't come here and buy ground. Don't do it.
Larson and Brian are at the Underfirth booth.
Yep. We're making a beeline for the Underfirth booth when we get there, because I'm going to go meet him, dang it. I missed Brian at the Farm Science Review, but yeah.
We're not missing him today.
We're going to try. Hopefully I'll put him in my video that I'm making, and hopefully he'll put me in his video. That would be the ticket right there. I'm not going to ask, though.
I will.
Yeah, Brock probably would.
We would have had lunch if we had been driving down 71. Somebody would have bought us
sorry.
lunch. What would be a fair price to pay for farmland in our area?
For us? It depends on the ground. For this farm that just sold, like I said, 5,600 would be a reasonable price for it. There was two bidders that started it off around 4, and they got it to 5,100. And they kind of went back and forth and struggled to get to there. And then the one backed out. And I thought, wow, that's a pretty good deal, actually. And so it stalled there for quite a while before a new bidder jumped in. And it quickly went up to 6,700 after that. And it's not a deal there. If it would have been below 6, I could have said, all right, that's not horrible. Below 5,500, and you got a deal. Now, there's other ground that's either tiled or it lays better or it's just more productive, that if it would sell for 6,000 to 7,000 an acre, and that's reasonable. There's very little, in my opinion, within a 10-mile radius that should be selling for more than $7,000 or $8,000 an acre. Very, very little. Now that said, you go to our Berkey farms, which is 35 miles east. You've got developmental pressure from the city of Toledo and the suburbs and stuff there. And you won't buy ground for less than 10,000 an acre. It's not an option to buy it for farming purposes. So it's just a whole different world there. And it's 30 miles away, 35. It's just different.
What's the mile per gallon on this thing?
Well, we're up to 17.1 average. We're getting about 20 to 21 instant heading down the highway here.
Chemical prices in our area.
Well, chemical prices are high everywhere. A few specific ones are worse than others, but yeah, it's
still
expensive.
Getting them.
I've heard glyphosate is going to be a big problem. That said, we've got a shuttle of glyphosate. We don't need any. So it sounds like I'm going to get everything that we ordered without much trouble, but yeah, it could be an issue. That's why as soon as I can take delivery and stuff, I want delivery. Like, put it in my barn.
Southeast Missouri land price is $5,500.
Okay.
Not bad. A lot of flat fields here in Lenawee along the super hilly fields.
Yep.
Caught up. What?
Caught up.
When will the plan begin for planting season?
Well, the plan has already started. I mean, I've got my spreadsheets where I'm making up my plans on what to plant where. We're starting to make prescription maps up. So the plan is good. The when is still the issue. In theory, we're a month away from planting some beans, right? What's today? 17th, 18th, 17th. Yeah, it was it'll be a month from today when I started planting those soybeans last year in March that turned out really well. I would absolutely take that opportunity to do it again if the weather cooperates. That said, yesterday it was 50 degrees. Today it started out at 50 degrees. It's been pouring down rain. When I looked at this morning, we had 9/10 of an inch, and I bet we're above that by now.
Absolutely.
And the snow is all melting. It's supposed to drop to 7 degrees by tomorrow morning. The rain turns into snow, and we're supposed to get 6 to 8 inches of snow today. We'll see if that actually happens, but we are a long ways from good ground conditions to be able to plant. So I don't know that March beans are going to happen this year.
Doesn't seem like it. Can't you mix and spray urea?
I don't know about urea. And either way, your gallonages would have to be so high, I don't think that's a viable. You can do ammonium sulfate. They have a spray grade, but I wouldn't try and do that. If we're going to use urea, we'll just spread it, broadcast it, and then work it in before we plant.
They want you to get with Ben at Farm Focus.
Yeah.
Some merch.
I was wondering if he would be here. I was kind of hoping I would like to talk to him. I've been thinking about sending him an email. If Brian puts me in his video, I'll probably hit 20,000 subscribers tomorrow. So, yeah, that's something I've been thinking about and wanting to do. I'm really busy right now. I know it doesn't seem like it to you guys because I don't film a lot of stuff in the videos and working on my house, but man, I am just so busy. I got so many things that I need to do. It's hard to cross them all off the list.
Compliments on your wooden floor and staircase.
Thank you. They are beautiful.
What's the project on the corn planter?
So if you guys watched last spring and when I was finishing up, you might remember that I was having issues with my fertilizer pump. I had a factory variable rate drive, ground-driven fertilizer pump on that planter. It's worked. It's never worked well, but it's always worked. Last year it quit. I had the tech come out trying to help me diagnose it. We didn't pinpoint the problem. He thought it was the control module. It's like a $4,000 or $5,000 part that might fix it, it might not. And so rather than doing that, we decided we're going to pull that entire system off. We're going to put a hydraulically driven fertilizer pump on there with section control, something that I can control easier and make work a lot better for what I'm trying to do. So that is the project. Somebody's in trouble. You guys won't be able to see it. Cop going the other way with his lights on. Anyway, fertilizer pump system on our planter. We're not adding anything with the openers or pop-up or anything like that, but the distribution pump delivery system is going to be upgraded.
Somebody said their boss is only planting 100 acres of corn this year.
Which might make me think something if I knew how much they normally plant, but this doesn't sound like very much, especially if you usually plant 1,000 or something. The money is in beans right now, but I don't know if it'll be that way in the fall or next year. So we're probably going to stick to our rotation. Actually, it's sort of looking like we're going to end up just a scotch heavy on corn, which was not planned, but we'll see.
Somebody wanted you to get video of me snoring if I snore at night. And then,
I'll let you know tonight.
The boss, Maddie, said that you're going to snore in.
Is she on here?
Yes, she is.
Yeah. I've had a stuffed up nose. It's not, my nose isn't really running. It's just like swollen and I can't breathe through my nose. And it's driving me crazy, but I'm sure I was snoring last night.
I feel bad for you, Maddie. He's been complaining this whole time. I can't believe living with him.
She was doing it last week. You're going to call me out. I'm calling you out. Sorry, honey.
Dang, Nathan, you should have taken your boys.
Yeah. That would be a rough trip, and they had school today, so. I tried. I kind of. I asked Manny if she wanted to come and bring the boys. She kind of, sort of did, but I think, yeah, I don't know. Someday, they'll be here, I'm sure of it.
They said they would like you to get a signed t-shirt from Brian.
I'm wearing my Brian's Farming Videos shirt under my Home Harvest sweatshirt. I could get him to sign it.
Oh, they want me to become your assistant business manager. I like that idea.
Business manager?
I don't know. We'll work something out here.
Okay. I'm trying to get Brock to sell seed for me.
Yeah. It's just because he doesn't want to do it.
That's part of the
He's
trip.
trying to get out of it.
It is super easy to have somebody else do the work and I just sit back and make the commissions. Like,
you think?
it's pretty nice.
So somebody else's honey-do list is growing because they see all the stuff you're doing.
I'm sorry.
Another question on the 9R. Any updates?
Updates on the 9R. Yeah, I talked about it in the video that I posted this morning, so I'm not going to go real in depth with it, but something to do with the bolts that hold the head to the block, and it's not as extensive or expensive as a fix as we initially thought. So watch today's video and you'll learn more.
The person that's only planting 100 acres is usually plants about 1,000.
Okay, yeah, so that's
cutting back quite a bit.
Big cut.
Yeah, corn might be high if everyone plants beans. That is true.
Yeah, I mean, the market still dictates beans right now, but I just trying to play that swing game you're trying to outguess the market, and I think that's a bad idea. Usually, whatever everybody else is doing, you want to do the opposite. That's my experience. So we'll shift acres a little bit here and there, but we're pretty much stick to our normal rotation and don't skew things heavily one way or the other ever.
People are going to apply 32% with the sprayer and then 2x2 with the planter.
Okay. So we don't get 32 in our area because we get too cold, but I do know a lot of places use that.
Stalk stompers?
I have stalk stompers ordered. I've had stalk stompers ordered since at least October, and I have no update. They told me a month ago that they were ready to ship and they should be getting them, and then I've heard that they're waiting on one specific part. So I don't know. Again, I don't need them until September, but it would be nice to have them in the barn.
Somebody said Maddie is tired of your snoring. That's why she didn't come.
That's probably true.
$20 super chat.
Thank you.
Thank you. That is awesome.
Any words to it?
No, just
thank you.
$20.
Very much
awesome.
appreciated.
It happens. Oh, rude. It happens. She's pregnant. Very much. And no, you didn't ask me to go. Yes, that's Maddie.
I did too ask you to go, not like this week, but like a couple weeks ago when I said I wanted to go, that you could come with me.
Enjoy your time. Was hoping to be there. Somebody else couldn't make it. Alex couldn't make it. And then somebody's like, Maddie's pregnant, question mark.
Yeah, we only talk about this in live videos. I haven't mentioned it in the normal ones, but I have in the last 2 lives. So yes, we are expecting end of May, 1st of June. Gonna have a girl, which we're excited about. So that 3rd bedroom, 4th bedroom that's in our house, I mean, there was a plan for it all along. I just wasn't willing to call it our daughter's room until I knew that that was going to be the case. But yes, our house is full.
Maddie agrees with Heath. She needs a break from her snoring. If it's really that bad, I'm scared.
You can buy your own hotel room if you want.
Okay, that's all right. That's all right.
That's what I thought.
Brock needs to definitely stick around the farm for a couple more years to make sure to get with Ben at Farm Focus. I plan on sticking around the farm. I don't plan on going anywhere. I like working with Nathan. I don't like some of the things that I have to do there.
Yeah, me neither.
But it's part of farming. I mean, when I first started working with him, I drove grain cart the first couple days, and after that, he's like, "You want to stick around? You'd be washing equipment." I said, "It's got to get done." Yes, would I like to be around and just drive tractor? Absolutely. And it's hard to find some help, but I'm not the person that's just going to be there for the good times. And, you know, a little extra money doesn't ever hurt.
It's a good fit for us because he's got a full-time job and makes money elsewhere, so I don't have to come up with things to do to keep him busy every day, all day. And when we're not busy or something, I just stay home. It's fine, no big deal.
Doesn't hurt my feelings to stay home.
So it fits pretty well. There are times when we're in the fields, you know, spring and fall, that it would be nice to have him around more. But he can only do what he can, and that's fine. We'll make it work. So yeah, it's a good fit as long as he doesn't wreck my $500,000 combine or screw up too bad. I mean, a broken mirror on a tractor is one thing. We'll keep him around. Just watch that Dr. Pepper boat.
Yeah, I know. I'm learning. You guys really taught me how to restock and rotate stock in a fridge. I guess it was not, you know, something that would cross my mind, but I guess it's pretty important. You know,
I'm thinking about bringing we have a fridge in our garage at my house that we're moving out of now that we won't really need at the new house. I'm thinking about putting that one in the office so we can have a full fridge, just load her up so that it doesn't run empty very often.
Somebody wants me to sell 1,500 units of seed.
Please do.
Yeah,
I do
absolutely.
Who wants to buy it?
Yeah, exactly. I'd gladly put up a barn just south of Nathan and put him out of business.
I will buy Brock a steak dinner if he sells me 1,500 units of corn.
Seems like that's happened another time. You buy me a steak dinner.
It has. You get another $20 super chat, I might buy you one down here on this trip. Oh, I'm kidding. Don't do that. No.
I'd buy a Brock shirt for sure.
Yeah?
Wow.
We're going to have to figure out this merchandise stuff.
Yeah.
All right, let me ask you guys a question. So you've seen my Boat Review Farms logo that I have in my intro video, right? I've never been crazy about that. Back when I was designing those logos, I put it up to a poll, and you guys all picked that one. So I chose it and went with it. But my other design I liked better. And I'm a little bit hesitant on this merchandise stuff because I kind of want to change my logo before I do that. And I don't know. Thoughts?
This gives time to take Maddie out. This gives time for Maddie to take the boys out tonight, with you being gone.
Yeah, something tells me she won't be taking them out on her own.
It'd be a little much.
I don't think she had anything going on tonight. Tomorrow, the boys don't have school, so we got lots of packing and stuff to do this weekend, so it's going to be busy.
So that super chat, we have to have a drink tonight for him.
Okay, is that David?
No, sports balls. $20 one.
Oh, okay.
That was earlier.
We can do that too.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely have a drink tonight. Yeah. After YouTube cuts, it'll be like $10.
No, it's not that bad. Not on Super Chat. They do take some, but it's not that bad.
We need Nathan Be Nice to Brock shirts. I will second that. Absolutely.
I bet I could come up with something clever there.
Yeah.
Brock, you're fired.
Yeah. Wouldn't be the first time I heard that. Wouldn't be the second time I heard that. Congratulations.
3 strikes and you're out, bub.
Yeah. Congratulations on the baby.
Thank you.
Have you ever considered raising cattle or hogs?
We used to have pigs when I was a kid. That barn that my dad's got all his woodworking stuff in was our pig barn. As far as getting into it big time, we got out in the early 90s when things were really bad. Dad throws out the idea every now and then of build a big hog barn. Never seriously. It's not something I want to do. It's not probably something we would ever get into. So, no.
There are a couple people in the area, though, that have put up pretty good sized barns.
Yeah, there's a brand new one that went up about 4 or 5 miles away here this summer. I don't know if they got pigs in there yet or not. You know?
I'm not sure if they have pigs in there yet. And then there's a couple.
About 4 or 5 years ago, there was a big processing facility that got put in about 40 miles northwest of us. And so there's a lot of hog barns that have gone up in the last few years since then.
Sure the babies aren't twins?
We're sure it's not twins. I mean, as sure as you can be, but yes. It's a funny thing, though, when we went to the ultrasound, find out what it was. I think no, it wasn't that one. It was the first ultrasound. I didn't get to go because we were harvesting down to Berkey. And when I called Maddie to ask how things went, she said something like, the baby's heartbeat. And she said babies plural, and I'm like, sorry, what? Did you just say babies? And she's like, no, babies as in, possessive babies. She's like, I don't want to call it it. Okay. She scared me for a second there.
That'd have been funny. Twin girls.
It's got to be better than twin boys. Or twin boys like I have.
Whatever Brock makes on selling corn split 50-50.
Selling seed corn? I would pay Brock quite well to sell seed for me.
What I want is the treating.
Yeah, he wants in on the treating business, which, I mean, we can make a deal there too. But.
Todd said he is the same way. Oh, what did I say?
Go on, go.
I don't know.
You got that second super chat yet?
No, David. Hope all is well. That's the same, yeah.
Thank you.
$10 super chat.
Every time. Awesome. I appreciate it every time. You're very generous. Thank you, David.
Great. Like to see it. Any interest in the 8300?
I had one guy that was interested, then he backed out, and then I had another person text me, and I hasn't really gotten a lot of interest. So you guys all told me I was too cheap on it, but I'm wondering if I'm not going to get it sold. I mean, we don't have to sell it, so we're not under a huge amount of pressure like I have to. But we do want to move it.
So is this live stream going to be 5 hours long?
No, because we're only an hour away.
How many Dr. Peppers are in this truck?
Well, there's one full one, because when you go to the gas station, it's buy one for $2.50 or get two for $3.30. And there's an empty one back there, because I got two. That's it.
I got to skip down to this.
Yeah, you do.
Daryl Diaz. I don't know if I'm pronouncing it right or not, but thank you. A $50 chat.
Thank you.
That is awesome.
That's
super generous.
Read his comment.
Appreciate it. I love your channel. Might go to these days. Treat Brock to a good meal.
Will do.
I appreciate it. He usually does. He usually says, get whatever you want on the menu.
And Brock orders like a 6-ounce sirloin.
Yeah.
No, dude. 20-ounce porterhouse. Get it.
I don't eat a lot, but we might splurge a little bit tonight. I appreciate it. You're awesome. When you contact Ben, you're going to have to ask, use email if they have ideas for logos.
Who has ideas for logos? Ben or
yeah, some ideas.
Comments.
Ben has ideas.
Oh, yeah. I'm sure he can help design it. I have a pretty good idea what I want, although I've got some other ideas that I don't have anything drawn up for. So anyway, he's got quite a business out there. That Ben with Farm Focus. If you guys aren't familiar with them, farmfocus.com. They handle the merchandise for a lot of different ag YouTubers, Instagram accounts, a lot of them. Started with Zach, Millennial Farmer, and it's kind of grown from there. He's got one heck of a business. I'm thoroughly impressed by what they've done, and I think it was brilliant. I think it's really cool. I was kind of wondering, and he probably doesn't, but I think it'd be a great idea for them to set up a booth at a farm show like this and have their printers there and be able to print on demand for anybody that's there, just whatever they want. Like, yeah, we'll print you up a Porterview Farms t-shirt right now. Here you go. I don't know. Seems like a good idea to me.
So Heath said don't get the tractor stock. Yeah, so if you watched the video the other day, was it yesterday? No, 2 days ago. 3 days ago. The other day, within this week, I had to call Nathan.
Oh, yeah.
And
Tuesday's video. Tuesday
Yeah.
morning.
I said, Nathan, can you bring the black truck up here and the tow strap? I was on a medical call. And
Brock
he
got
just
the
started
ambulance stuck.
laughing. He just started busting out laughing. The first thing I had to say was, I was not driving. And yeah, it was...
I was concerned they were stuck and they were trying to leave with somebody dying in the back of the ambulance. That was not the case.
No.
But,
We were all good. But,
oh man.
yeah. I actually did not get something stuck this time. But it has happened multiple times, and I'm sure it'll happen again. It's part of farming. We haven't lost anything
How
to a
many
sinkhole.
times did you get stuck in the last year, Brock?
4 or 5? Really? Yeah.
Does that count the ambulance? I can count 3 farm ones. Brock got the 8R stuck very early last year at the disc, going through the middle of a wet spot that should have never been in.
It was mowed.
It was. Brock got stuck with the grain cart this fall,
I did.
which, I mean, was kind of his fault, kind of not, because I was unloading on the go. Like, we're going, so go.
I told you.
And Brock got stuck with a wagon load of beans trying to put them in the barn down in Berkey. That was because he wasn't smart enough to turn the four-wheel drive on before he started moving. Also not that big of a deal.
Yeah.
And what else? I think that's it.
I feel like I got something else stuck on the phone.
I don't know.
Something that wasn't big, not a big deal.
I got a forklift stuck last week. Monday.
Yeah, who had to save you?
This week, yeah.
That's right. This guy.
All right, what's next?
How's the project going on the old tractor? So
Yeah, it's standstill. We got the sleeves out of the block, and I need to take the block in and have it cleaned and checked over and stuff, and I just haven't done it. I should probably take the head with it and take it apart.
get it redone.
It's one of those things that, man, I would love to work on that project. I do not have time. I barely have time to do the stuff that I need to do for the farm right now in the shop because I'm working on my house stuff so much, and I knew that was going to happen. So literally when I brought that F12 home, I said this is a 5-year project. It's on pace for a 5 to 10 year project. So it'll get done, but I don't know when.
Yeah. Somebody has a 1,500 head pig farm.
Nice.
A mile from them, and the smell is amazing.
Yeah, if you get the right wind and the right weather conditions, most of them aren't too bad. They generally are fairly respectful on where to build.
Somebody says we both deserve a drink and a good little steak dinner tonight.
Yep. We're going to try. Well, we'll see. We'll see what happens here, but I might hit up the Golden Harvest people, see if I can find somebody with a credit card to pay for stuff.
I'm a tag along, so I'm here.
My sales rep's not here, though, so that might not work very well.
We'll try. Trade the 8300 and 9R for something with tracks. Yeah.
Well, the 9R is not the issue, right? So I want to go to tracks, absolutely. But not on a I mean, I wouldn't mind doing it on a tillage tractor, but that's not the need. I want it for the planting and side dress tractor, mostly, for that pinch row effect. And while it would be nice to trade the 8300 and the 8430 and get something on tracks, Phil is 100% convinced we need to keep the 8430 around as a backup tractor in case one of them breaks down or something. And it's because it's a more capable backup. The 8300 we can't use in that role. It just doesn't have the power, the hydraulic or electronic or technology capacity to be able to do that stuff. So while that's a good thought, it's unlikely to happen. More likely that we get rid of the 8300 now and keep that cash around to help buy something when we find something.
Todd said he works a 40-hour job and helps on the farm when his boss needs him. I'm right there in the same boat.
That's what Brock's doing.
Yep, I work a 40-hour on a slow week, and then I work at the farm for, right now it's pretty slow, it's about 2 days. I go there between 9 and 11, get off about 4 to 5. The one thing I do like, I can go on medical calls if I have them. I appreciate that. That is a big thing. I know Waldron, which is the fire department that I'm on, that's up by the farm, they appreciate it. That's a big thing. So, another reason why I work at the farm as much as I do. because I can leave when I need to.
Our farm is halfway between the two departments that he's on. We're right in the middle, so it's...
If there's any call in either one of them, I can go. And it's nice. It works out perfect. Keep in mind to drop in more sources of income. The obligated feel more stick around.
What?
They
You have to read it loud enough that I can hear it.
Keep in mind, I can't even say it. Nathan, keep in mind the more you include rock on sources of income, the more obligated he feels to stick around.
That's why I want him to sell seed for me.
Yeah, I ain't going anywhere right now, at least. No, I like where I am. I like what I do. They're always willing to teach me. And
Brock, do you remember what I told you the first day you came to work for us?
Something along the lines of you have to be willing to learn.
That's exactly right. The very first day, before I even asked him if he wanted the job, I said, if you want to work for me, you have to be teachable. I don't want somebody that's going to come in here and tell me how everything is done. I want you to learn how I want things done and how we do things and to be teachable. And he's done a pretty good job with that. Sometimes I'm not the best teacher, admittedly, but once we go through, and all right, I'm going to pick on you for a second. So like when I had the 8R in the shop and we were changing that transmission oil and I had that drip, that O-ring that went bad on me, right? I was working in my house, we were working on the floor, and so I just told Brock what I needed done and said, go and do it. Had I been in the shop, I would have been able to teach him a little bit more and show him how to do that, but you learned something, didn't you?
I did. The job got done, it's fixed,
and
I learned for next time.
So, that's part of the being teachable part of it is that, you're going to make mistakes and screw up and stuff. And so what? It didn't cost me anything. A couple gallons of oil, big deal.
And another thing that I want to put back at Nathan, being a teacher, he, multiple times, I'll be doing something and he'll ask me, he'll be like, do you want to continue doing it your way, or do you want me to show you a way that might be easier? And sometimes I'm like, let me just do it my way. I'm just about done, let me just do it my way. And then sometimes, on the first row of the corn planter or bean planter when I have 15 more to go, I'll be like, yes, show me the quicker way. And usually it's a lot quicker because he's done it a lot.
You made that sound a lot nicer than I usually say it. It's like,
yes.
You're going to keep doing it your way, or you want me to show you how to do it?
Yeah, exactly. Austin said that you're good on price on the tractor. You wouldn't change the price.
I don't think it's unreasonable, but I haven't got a lot of interest, so if somebody wants to buy it, let me know.
Best farming channel, in my opinion. I watch all the big farm videos. Nice, thank you.
You guys think I put too much stuff out? It's one of my concerns is I make it hard for new viewers because I'm putting out so much content. I can barely keep up with the two guys that I watch, and they're right now putting out a video every 2 weeks. And the last thing I wanted was for it to be hard to join in and you to be lost when you start watching. But I put out a video every day. That's a lot of content. It's just a lot to keep up with, especially 20 to 30 minute videos.
Yeah. A farmer from Denmark. Well, hello.
Thank you.
That's quite a ways away.
Denmark. Middle of the afternoon. Late afternoon.
Just use something like the sign on the barn for the logo.
Right, so that's my
Says
other
your
one.
wife, so watch how you
I was
a
going to
loaded
say,
question.
my wife really likes that thing on the barn, but that's because she just said that. So.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's, apparently it's a slow day at work, huh, honey? I got to take this call. I got to take it.
All right.
I'll be right back, I promise. Don't leave. They stay on the whole time?
I don't think they left.
Oh.
Well, I don't know how they heard.
Did I just tell everybody the code to get into my house? Because that's going to change real fast, don't worry.
Yes, you did. That was how many viewers per
271, it says.
Yeah, I think you're
Daily videos. All right, cool. Maybe you're all still there. That was my carpet guy. He's going to install carpet.
Yeah, you might want to change that.
We'll change that in about an hour or so. And there's people there.
So, L. Johnson said he's been stuck one time in 10 years. I don't know about that.
Yeah, that's probably not that far. I mean, I don't get stuck often. I don't think getting a forklift stuck in my driveway counts. I don't know when the last time I got an actual tractor stuck was. My dad got stuck a year and a half ago with a big tractor, but he was scraping dirt out of a swamp.
What do you expect to happen?
Right. He said we can read lips. Apparently they were still there. Maybe they couldn't hear me.
Somebody got a 544K wheel loader stuck.
Okay.
Yes, it's a big one.
That's, yeah.
Leg Arms' wife does logo stuff.
Oh, yeah. There's a guy that watches my videos that's local that does some of that kind of stuff that I could work with. Yeah. I have the ability. I'm cheap and I don't want to pay somebody $50 to do it. It's part of my problem. But at some point I just got to do it, right?
Some people think we need to have a stuck pool, and whoever gets stuck,
There you go.
gets money or gets.
There you go.
Yeah. Yes and no.
We aren't encouraging this behavior. We need a stuck jar. Every time you get stuck, you got to put $100 in the jar.
And then whoever gets stuck at least gets the money.
No, save up to buy a yankum rope or something to pull you out. I don't want a yankum rope.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll be here and I can talk to them and ask them how they think that this is supposed to work. Because it seems like a bad idea to me, but we've talked about that before.
There was somebody right on my tail though, getting stuck this year. If I remember right, Phil. He got a semi.
Phil gets semi truck stuck all the time.
So yeah, I might be okay with that. I don't know how Phil would.
I don't know how that would go over with Phil.
Yeah, because when he gets stuck, he's
No, he'll get a bad day. And he gets so worked up. It's not a big deal. Like, who cares?
Yeah.
It takes an extra 10 minutes. Big deal.
Yeah. Grain cart with pickup truck going to the shed.
Yep, that one. Got that wagon stuck going to the barn to Berkey because he didn't turn the food right.
Yep. 5-hour drive. Anything not green you'd consider?
Tractors and power stuff, probably not. Implements, absolutely. I don't know what implement.
Strip till bar?
Huh?
Strip till?
Yeah, strip till bar would be the top one, probably.
Do you like Mike Mitchell? Or...
I've watched a couple of his videos. I don't watch a lot.
Yeah.
Like I said, I can barely keep up with the two that I do watch all the time. So.
They have the stuffed jar.
Oh, do they?
Yeah, yeah. We are all on our way home from Louisville.
Okay.
Leaving already.
I see somebody that's asked twice now where y'all headed. We're headed to Louisville,
Yeah.
National Farm Machinery Show.
Louisville, Kentucky. How's Anna doing with her studies?
Pretty good. I haven't talked to her for a while. But yeah, she's doing well.
Who's older, Phil or Dad?
My dad is older. 7, 8 years, I think. There was 10 siblings in that family, so my dad is 4. Phil would be 5, 6, 7 or 8.
You got a viewer from South Alabama. And then, who do you watch? Who are your,
Brian's farming videos, I don't miss any of his, and I do watch all of Zach's. I watch a lot of Larson's. I don't watch them all, but I do watch a lot of theirs. There's a few others scattered now and then. Hartung, Peterson Farm Brothers.
somebody says you do not put out too much videos.
Okay,
Videos.
good.
The daily updates are nice. Keep them current. Weather conditions, crop conditions.
Yep. That's part of the reason why I like to do it that way, is because you watch some of these other guys and they're 2 weeks behind, and you're like, well, that's old news.
Yeah.
Everything you see from me is usually next day, unless I combine 2 days together, in which case you get 2 days old video.
They said they could read lips, so you're not going to change your gas code.
Whatever.
You might not have that refrigerator for long. All that work for nothing.
Oh, yeah.
Everybody, stay like your daily videos. A lot of them. Let Brock design your logo. No. I'm not that much of a designer, so it's probably not the best idea. I would take a picture of the barn. When in doubt, side with Maddie.
Yeah, it's that sunrise logo that my dad made, or sign on the front of our barn that we can incorporate into a logo. That would probably work pretty well. I like the one that I had designed that said BBF. I like that. The established 1988 Walter, Michigan, and the idea there was that I could have it animated for my YouTube videos where like a corn plant grows up, sprouts grows up or something. I don't know. I have ideas in my head. I don't know how to put them onto a computer and do that animation and graphics and all that. It's not my expertise. On that long list of things that I need to do is update my website for my seed business that hasn't been done in several years. That needs a total redo. And I would like to start a farm website. I don't have one. Somebody decided to register the Woodard Farms domain because they're a jerk like that, expecting me to buy it from them. So I'm kind of just protesting it. I don't need a website. I'm not going to buy it.
Somebody said you got stuck in the snow?
Forklift. When I got off the concrete, it pushed me a couple
Yeah.
I don't know if that's what they're talking about. I don't think I got stuck in anything.
Because see, Maddie, when you're not around, the truth comes out.
What truth?
Nathan's pretty truthful, I'd say. Until he, is convinced that you're the one to steal the Dr. Pepper. And then, he was bound and determined with me. And I took heat for a while from a lot of people. A lot of people. And then Mark came up to me one day and said, so I heard you got in trouble or something like that for taking the last Dr. Pepper. I'm like, it was you. Yeah. Yes, we are going to the Farm Machinery Show in Louisville. A lot of people were just there.
How was the crowds? I'm hoping it's not terribly busy, but I didn't know if people wouldn't come because they're still worried about getting sick, or if because we didn't have it last year, it would be super crowded. I imagine the school trip numbers are down because I would think that would be a liability and they wouldn't be able to come, but who knows?
Some people didn't make it due to COVID issues and school and population and stuff like that. So they brain dead and supposed to get taken shot.
Yeah, I haven't watched Brian's latest video yet, but I hear that they've been wanting to, and I didn't see that video, or I just haven't watched it, so.
Whatever happened to the guy that drove through the field?
Nothing. Never found anything out about it. Nothing I can do. That's the problem, is that unless you catch them out there because they get stuck because they're an idiot, there's just nothing you can do about it.
Had to stop watching Brian's videos after he got himself neutered. So I could check. It's funny. Worried that your channel will grow so much that people will stop at your farm and say hello?
Yeah. I mean, kinda. It's not a huge concern. It's something that would upset me a lot. Please don't just stop. Like, just don't do that. It has happened once. There were local people who I actually knew outside of that, but still. Yeah. The security and privacy concerns are a bit of an issue. There's not a lot I can do about it. I don't know. I don't have a good answer to that question.
Did the 8300 sell yet?
No.
No. It is still sitting in the shop, clean. Anything?
Interested?
Yeah. Anybody interested? Just
Why are we
picking up.
going so slow? What's the deal? Down to 40 mile an hour on the highway.
Somebody's too light up there.
Get some paper or something.
Anything you are specifically have to go to in the show?
Not really.
What are we beelining to first?
Well, we're beelining to Brian in Denver for the booth,
Yeah,
because that's where he's going to be. But we're going to go meet him, dang it.
Ever since the Farm Science Review, we went there to see him, and we didn't. We seen his dad and brother, and somebody was too scared to go up to him.
Stop it.
So I had to go up to him and be like,
I mean, no, we talked to him.
Yeah, after I went up to him.
The first time?
Yeah, because you didn't even see him. Like,
I didn't see him. You pointed him out to me, but I thought I went up and
that's-
talked to him after that.
Well, yeah, we did.
Okay, well, that's not because I wasn't going to. It was because I didn't see him. You were the one that had to ask him if I could take a picture with him. Because I'm like, I don't want to bother him. Like, he didn't sign up for this. Brian did.
Nah, they're all good boys.
I know. Everybody is. That's the thing. We're all just people, right? You just get a little starstruck sometimes. You're like, ugh. But it's not a big deal. If you're there and you see me today, come say hi. Like I've said in all the videos, it's awkward. It's okay. Just say hi. I don't know what to say. I'll say hi back. Thanks for watching my videos. If you want to talk to me, talk.
If you make a stuck pot, it would be too costly. Most people will stay 100 feet away from the hole.
That's probably true. See, oh, I see what the problem is. We got all kinds of stuff going on up here.
I learned my lesson. You don't skip rows going into a wet spot.
When you're working around a wet spot, you go across the edges and you work your way in.
You take that next row.
That way you got somewhere to bail out to if need be.
It's hard to bail across 2 wet spots instead of just going into the spot you already know it's from. Learn and you'll know every single time. Wasn't too busy.
Good.
Yeah, great. Wednesday was school day, so Wednesday was fast.
Okay.
So, nice. Heard John Deere was giving out free merch at the show.
Oh, yeah? We'll hit up the John Deere booth, don't worry.
I don't know if I can wear John Deere. I don't know. Somebody says you might have a man crush.
Yeah, a little bit.
You think that's all he talks about when?
No, it's
honestly, when shows, going to a show that he might be at, that's the only thing that he talks about.
Go. What is your problem?
Oh,
Goodness.
Don't fight girls. You're both pretty. Oh. Yeah.
Thanks for that.
Yeah. I don't think loafers are there.
Yeah, I thought they were. I thought I saw somewhere that they were going to be, but then I saw Instagram this morning. It doesn't look like they are, so I was wrong about that in my video. But I am going to... Rock's going to carry around a GoPro on a handle, and I'm going to carry it on my phone. And we're going to see how many idiots there are walking around like us filming everything. Because I bet there's a bunch.
Yes. Yes, full send. Heath, yeah, absolutely. It's all about production. Why not work as much ground as you can? If you can work that mud hole, let's work that mud hole. Somebody would like to hang out with Mike West for a while.
Yeah, he doesn't live too terribly far from us, somewhere in Ohio.
Well, when in doubt, grab another gear. Until the tractor doesn't have any traction, yeah.
Why are we all over here? I don't understand.
Where are we all from?
We're on the Ohio-Michigan border.
We both live now in the same town. He's moving out, but yeah. Brock, the hired gun. Yep. Oh, somebody's basketball star in 7th grade and
Star.
What?
Star is usually loosely.
Star bench warmer. That's where I was.
Stop telling them that. You started the entire season.
Yeah, I did.
You're taller than everybody else.
That's pretty much the only reason.
Defensive rebounding specialist. You're a lot like I was. I sucked on offense, but I can rebound a basketball.
Yep. I was working for another farm, and I was watching his videos that first year that I started working, and just said, hey, you need a grain cart driver? Because he was making the comments that his person that usually helped him was busy and didn't have a grain cart driver, and it took him so much longer. And never thought he would get back to me. I don't know why I even still had his number, but he's like, yeah, come on up.
Text me or Facebook?
I texted you.
Really?
Yeah.
Alright.
Yep. But I said, hey, you need a grain cart driver? He's like, yeah, come on up.
I'm gonna show him.
So
Someday, Watch for this in a video sometime soon. Probably not this video, but a video. I'm going to show Brock the picture that pops up on my phone every time he calls or texts me. It's a picture from when he was in 7th grade, I'm pretty sure still. I don't know why. It's like his Google profile picture. You guys should go see if you can find it. It's hilarious.
No.
Look up Brock's Google profile.
You're terrible.
Well,
That is terrible.
it's got spike hair in it. It's funny.
That's throwing it back. I didn't even realize that. That's, yeah, don't, please.
We're going to show it.
No. Larson and Brian can hook you up with Yankum.
I know. Here's my issue, and I need to talk to the Yankum people or somebody that's used one like that in person, because my problem with the Yankum ropes is they're a kinetic energy rope, right? So what that means is that rope stretches. The absolute worst possible thing I think you could do is have a rope that you just slack it and gun it and go and stretch the hell out of it trying to unstick whatever you've got stuck, because the stress and everything. Oh gosh. You're gone. You're gone. There you go. Fix that, Brock. The stress that puts on everything is just astronomical. And I get you don't have to slack it and get a running start and stuff, but that's what the YouTube videos do when they're pulling cars and stuff out. And with a tractor, you can do a nice steady pull, but the problem is, if whatever you are unstucking doesn't come unstuck, and you've got all that tension built up in that rope, and either the rope snaps or whatever you're hooked onto breaks, do you know what's going to happen? I'm going to die. That's what's going to happen.
Yeah.
I want a solid pull rope that I can stretch taut, and I can pull slow and steady, and it doesn't stretch.
Are we going through Cincy or Indy? We went through Indy.
It's this thing. That's what's slowing everybody down.
Heavy, wide, digging. Oh, you should know Ohio drivers know the words.
Yeah, well, we're in Indiana, so.
Not much better. Hey, Brock, how was Nathan as your coach? He was good until he got mad.
10 years ago, by the way.
Yeah. I was...
Go ahead, but I have a counterpoint.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I was always interested in his farming, so I was always interested in him and like what he did and farm. I always helped my grandpa on his farm, but my grandpa's farm was a 90-acre farm. So that's nothing compared to the ginormous mega farm that Nathan had.
Small, mid-sized family farm.
Well, compared to me, 7th grade me,
Right.
when I am used to a 90-acre farm, Nathan has a ginormous mega farm that is just mind-blowing. I couldn't even fathom farming that much. And you're...
So I got mad when you guys don't listen, right? And I quickly found out that if you want to motivate 7th grade boys, you have to yell at them. I tried to be the nice coach. I tried to be the fun, cool, nice coach that's just like, hey, do this for me. And then they don't do it. So after you're getting your butts beat and it's the first quarter, you call a timeout and you tear into them, and then all of a sudden they play better the rest of the game. I don't know why. It happened time after time after time. And Brock's basketball team in general was not that good, but they were better than the team I had the year before. We actually won a couple of games, right?
We won 2 games.
Yeah, which was good for us, because the year before I didn't win any games. But I only had 5 players, and only one of them had ever played basketball before, so that was wrong. But we had so much fun. That team was so much fun to play with.
Yeah. There were certain practices that were a lot better and people were a lot happier at than others. And we're not going to say what they were.
Brock, do you touch the line?
Oh, I wasn't talking about that point. I ran a lot of suicides.
It's called conditioning.
Yeah.
I was the mean coach in practice that if the player did not touch the line,
Everybody has to
do
redo
it again. Everybody. Not the one person. And the thing that drives you crazy is that you have those players that don't play that much because they're just not as talented. And in 7th grade, everybody plays. That's just the way it is. Especially for, what me and the other coach, everybody's going to play. Not equally, but you're going to play. And when you're that kid that's going to struggle to see the floor anyway just because of your physical ability, and you're the lazy one that doesn't touch the line and is going to put in the effort in practice to show me that you really want to be there, boy, does it be hard to let you play. I have no problem playing somebody that's not that good at basketball if they show me they care, that they want to, and they put in the effort in practice. I had one of those players. I had the other one that was the same way that didn't put the effort in, and it was really hard to get off the bench, let me tell you.
Comes to watching the video every day. The problem is that they work. You know what they mean?
How they work?
That they work. Yeah.
Ropes, maybe?
Oh, yeah. But what happens when they don't? And you know, there's got to be a time where it won't. And
I don't know. I could be totally wrong. That's just the physics in my brain don't work for that.
Have you seen the Super Bowl?
I watched most of the second half and a little bit of the first half of the Super Bowl, yes. I was rooting for 6-8. Oh well.
How long was that club?
How long was it?
Yeah.
I don't know. It had a lot of axles. It wasn't terribly long, but whatever it was heavy and wide. They had 4 police escorts and a couple other vans with lights on.
I need a nickname. Things taken. Oh boy.
Somebody wants me to call you Kid Rock.
I don't know.
You don't get big. It's still got nothing to do with you.
Let's put it to a poll. Let's have
There you
some
go,
suggestions go in there. You guys make suggestions and we'll come up with the best 5 and then that'll go to a poll.
Stop. Don't commit me to this. I'm not doing that.
We'll get an ultimate 3. Take a look. You can do that with Yankee. You can do that with Yankee rope or give it a big game. So, steady pull. But they still have a lot of
Still
elasticity.
got a lot of build-up energy in that rope.
Yeah. Will you walk to work or have to move?
I'm sure there will be days, not in the winter.
He complains that it's cold out in the shop when it's 65 degrees. He has to put on his jacket, his heated jacket.
I didn't build the third bay in my garage for the gator, so.
How long did you book a room in Louisville?
Just tonight. I'll come back tomorrow.
I gotta work.
How long ago? I did it yesterday or the day before. Not long ago. There was a lot that were sold out, but it wasn't hard. You didn't have to go very far to find rooms.
I guess I am the assistant manager at Border View Farm. So I guess that means Ryland is the boss because he is my boss.
Yeah, Ryland decided he's rock boss.
He's trying to tell me what to do one day when you're cleaning up some red dogs. Hi from the BK. The weather sounds windy there.
It's raining. It's getting to rain harder.
Dr. Ross. Now, the problem I have with that is I know a doctor named Dr. Brock, so that doesn't work. Brockinator.
That's funny actually because we call my son Brayson the Braysonator.
Yeah.
Which I probably have said a few times on this channel, but
Hired gun, Captain Brock, Bedrock Brock. Depends how far I sink the tractor down. Yeah, it might be.
Oh,
String bean. I get that all the time. String bean.
I've got it.
Oh yeah. Butterscotch. Rock. Skeeter. Dog.
Good dog. I don't want a dog.
No, that's just me. And Stuff Master, not happening. Come on. Come on. Hello from England. Hello.
Welcome to Border View Farms. We're live. Heading to Louisville for the National Farm Machinery Show.
Weather's kind of crappy, but when you guys find Brian, if DJ is with him, remind him he bet his beard on the Super Bowl.
Oh yeah? I don't know if I saw that.
You'll recall that.
I'll remind you.
Somebody told me to give you hacks. So. I will definitely give him hacks. Every chance I can, I do. I try. I gotta watch what I say at the start of this trip before we head back. Get some clean here.
Yeah.
But, yeah. What do you think of the Stecker convoy starting in Ohio or in the U.S.?
I try really hard not to give political opinions.
Yep.
I don't follow things that closely anymore. I used to be a lot more and it drove me crazy, so I just quit. And it's better that way. That said, I don't like people telling me what to do, so there you go.
DJ is a Bengals fan for life.
I know.
Mentioned that.
I'm not really a Bengals fan. I was rooting for them, but I'm more of a Browns fan than Bengals fan. I'm more of a... Do I want to take this one? We're going to take it. I don't know. This one might be quick. I don't recognize the number. Yep. Telemarketer.
What is it like to be recognized as a popular farm tuber?
It's super weird and awkward. That's what I'm telling you. Like, come up and do it. It's really cool.
You should see the smile on his face.
I do.
We were at the Fort Wayne Farm Show. Halfway down the first aisle, we had 3 people come up to us.
I'm
he
like,
was
oh, it's going to be a long day.
Ear to ear. It was...
It's cool.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
It is cool. I had somebody come up to me the other day, just out in public. Are you the Brock Sewer? Yeah, I guess. That's me. It is awkward. I was with a bunch of people that, you know, I hang out with.
I told your last name, Brock.
I am. Well, it's on my cat. But, yeah, that's me. It's awkward, and then everybody that's with me makes fun of me for getting a tractor stuff because they all know. It's ridiculous. Hi from Australia. Yeah, somebody interested in your auto warranty.
Yeah. It wasn't an auto warranty. What was it? Interest rate, credit
Yeah.
card thing, something like that.
Are you watching NASCAR this week?
Daytona's not this weekend, is it? Should be
The
next
duels
week.
are this week.
Oh, yeah.
Duels and,
I am a very, very casual NASCAR fan. I used to watch it more. I don't as much anymore. I am probably not this weekend because we're moving. I got lots going on. I usually try and watch Daytona and then a couple of other races if they're on. Sunday afternoon NASCAR race is a great thing to put on a TV to take a nap. All right, I got another phone call. This one I do know. My sales rep. Sweet, good news. We got tractor pull tickets.
we're going to the show.
It's awesome.
Cool. Think Porterview Farms can buy a tractor?
No, we're not getting into the pulling tractor business. That's how you go bankrupt farming. All the people that go bankrupt have pulling tractors and they hide them somehow so they don't have to lose them.
As we know. Somebody called me slick because of the ground I drive on. Alright. That could work. It's not terrible. How many weirdos are going to come up to us?
I don't know. Probably some. I mean, that's the thing, right? Most of the time it's fine. Come up to us, say hi, tell me you watch the videos, I'll say thanks for watching, and it's good. It's awkward when you linger and you keep talking about stuff and you just like don't get the hint. Like, all right, man, have a good show, and I'm off to, and you just follow me. And I'm like, well, what do you want me to do? Like, if you want to have a conversation, fine, but you better have something to talk about.
Rock your pepper.
Rock your pepper. There you go. Yeah. Rock your pepper. Thief!
Yeah. Yeah. I bought him a 12-pack of Dr. Pepper one time.
He did one time in 2 years.
Like, I got in trouble for, like, he's like, you don't need to do that, don't do that. And from the first time I started there until Phil insisted that I don't pay for pop,
He was leaving money.
he took my money that,
Well, yeah, I'm going to take it if you leave it, but you don't have to leave it.
yeah. So it was like, don't put money in there. Don't. So, yeah. Any exciting projects coming up with the farm with Atlanta?
I don't know. No land purchases. We just passed that auction. We're looking for a semi-truck. We're probably in the tractor market here at some point after we sell the 8300 maybe. I don't ever know how to announce new stuff. It's like the combine. When that showed up, I just kind of, hey, look, we got a new combine. I didn't tell you about it until that happened, because once I tell everybody, it's out there, right? So I sometimes have some tricks up my sleeve or some information that you guys don't know about and won't know about because I'm not sure how to announce it. I usually like to wait until I have something physical to show. So how's that?
Where are we at?
We got to be just north of Louisville.
Yeah.
Exit 16. I assume that's 16 miles from the river.
Would make sense. What's the connection between, I'm guessing us two, how do you know each other? So, Nathan was my 7th grade basketball coach, and
10 years ago.
yeah, 10 years ago. It's been that long. That's crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I just kept his number ever since, and
He's relatively local.
yeah, in the area. I like farm. If I would have started working for Nathan probably a year to a year and a half earlier, and Nathan would be interested in hiring me full time, I probably would be full time at other.
For right.
My full time have to go to it. If nobody goes there, it makes the boss really mad because then he has to come in. Work EMS, so you have to have 2 people. You can't just run with one. You can't call in sick. And if I don't want to come and I am dead, exhausted, we have some flexibility there. And the days during the wintertime especially, things have to get done. I don't think irrigation season for me will be that bad. I work night shift.
All right, guys. Apparently they don't have cell phone service north of Louisville. We are getting close anyway, and we're at this live stream, so we're going to wrap it up here pretty quick. So if you got any last minute questions, go ahead and get them in now.
Brock, were you a fine young man? Wow, you're lucky to have him. Love FFA shirts. Former.
Earlier in the drive, we were talking about tomorrow. So if you are just joining or catch all of this one, watch for that. I have no idea what time it'll be yet, but it'll be middle of the afternoon here, Eastern time. My guess would be sometime 3 o'clock-ish, 2, 3, 4, something like that. I'll try and schedule it in advance as soon as we're leaving Louisville, and you should be able to see that. Hit that notification bell or check in, and you should get notified, although Brock tells me he doesn't always, so I don't know. Anything else?
Thanks again for the super chats. If you're still here with us, greatly appreciated. Nothing else.
All right, thanks everybody. Have a good day. We're gonna have a good time at the show. I don't know that a video will come out in the morning because we're probably gonna combine this one into 2 days. So watch for that live tomorrow, and then the farm show video will be out Saturday morning most likely. So, everybody, we'll see you later.